direct from the beautiful Inland Blue Studios. Honey, this is the Nerdlife Crisis podcast with your hosts, that fine-ass Chris Thayer, that beautiful Steve Hale, and that big hunk of chunk of meat, Ron Milts. Woo! Mama's hot up in here. Let's get this party started.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of this Nerdlife Crisis extravaganza. I'm Ron Milts.
Chris Thayer.
Steve Hale. Todd Pemble.
And we've got so much to talk about. Where to start? So there was a great amount of discussion through text on whether or not we should even talk about this. But did you guys watch Fear the Walking Dead?
Oh, I did, unfortunately.
Todd, how about you?
Nope. I'm still at episode 2, season 1.
All right.
Now I want to say I was very adamantly against continuing with this show until you motherfuckers said you were going to watch it, and you did.
I really don't believe
And then
that
I
you
felt-
were adamantly against
No,
it.
I was.
No, because you keep watching
He
Arrow
was.
and you keep watching all that other
Those
crap.
shows are terrible, but they're not Fear the Walking Dead terrible. There's a line, and I
Are you gonna
luckily
Frosted?
kept those
Are
episodes.
you gonna Picard this? Where you're like, the line must be drawn here.
It's here.
No more.
No more. None shall pass. No. I caught up. And I watched the episodes I missed, and the end of the season was better than the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'd agree with that at least.
And then I watched last night's or whatever it was, Sundays. I'm going to defer to you guys.
So what you're saying is you were happy to see the end.
Steve, go ahead.
You know, man, I was so fucking looking forward to this series. Remember the excitement I had for this, man?
It has such potential.
I mean, this was
It's
like
gold.
This was like putting on the condom and not fucking. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how bad this was, dude. This has left me with the most serious case of blue balls I think I've ever had in my life, dude.
I was hoping it was going to pay
I
off.
just don't even understand it now. I'm just like, okay, so let me get this straight. Let me put it together in my head. You came from L.A. all the way down to Mexico on a boat. Made such a big deal about this boat thing. And then you got there and you said, you know what? Fuck it, man. I'm going back to the
Going to
border.
LA.
Right? I'm going back I'm going up north, right? I'm going to wander the Mexican desert with half a bottle of water. And I'm
And some
gonna
apples.
and I'm gonna live amongst the walkers. I'm gonna live amongst the undead. I'm gonna learn their language.
Right. Right.
What the fuck am I watching? I mean, this is so stupid. And
It was so dumb.
This was the one character that I found even remotely compelling since it started.
I feel like I've seen it.
And-
Like,
and-
here's Nick coming off the rails like Rick came off the rails.
you know, like, okay,
You
Nick,
know?
we
and so
get
did,
it.
So did old man,
We
like,
get it.
freedom fighter.
You're a junkie. We gotta keep doing this every episode forever.
Right.
We understand.
You're
we don't
clean
need any
now.
more goddamn backstory
No.
about you, Nick.
Man, once a junkie, always a junkie.
Holy shit!
Apparently on this
I feel like
goddamn
you-
show.
Well, I mean, if you're a junkie, where do you want to go? I want to go to Tijuana too because there's oxy everywhere.
That or
all right?
Vietnam, you know, the poppy plants.
Yeah. you
Fear
know.
the Donkey Show. That's what the name
dude.
of the show is.
this show is so terrible. And then he makes it to some sort of Tijuana sanctuary where apparently
I've been there. It's
we're
great, man.
we still have taco carts and we still have the blanket vendor and that
It's like
fucking
every stereotype you could think of.
all we just put a couple of semi trucks around.
You know
or
what we were
something.
really missing was the Chicle kid. If there's a Chicle kid,
Right?
run up. Chicle.
We
Did
need,
they have
we,
the
need
corn?
we need a kid. We need a kid with fucking 10 sombreros on his head. Get
the corn out of my
like,
face.
hey, nothing's changed around here.
You're all welcome to paradise.
Now, I do have to say, there was a certain amount of pleasure in watching them build this little community when they pulled back and revealed, and you could see they had 1 or 4x8 sheets of plywood as the walls. And knowing what we know from the original series,
They're gonna lose.
They're fucked. It's just a matter of
Well,
time.
I mean, knowing what I know about Tijuana, also, that's not goddamn far from how it's already built.
okay.
But
that could just be like a.
okay.
They're just in a. All they did was pull a truck in front of like somebody's house. Really, is
But
all
it
they
was
did.
kind of nice knowing that they don't know
Right.
what a herd will do or a mega herd will do.
Yeah.
And it was nice seeing that, like, they didn't learn what we've already learned. That was okay.
I think the other problem is, and this is what I was telling Todd, one of my biggest issues is like they were somewhere that was way safer, which is like in the middle of fucking nowhere in Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah.
On like a farm out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
And now they've moved to TJ, which is next to goddamn San Diego, which has 1.3 million people in it.
You know, man, I would have just dropped anchor on the boat, dude.
Pirates, dude. Yar!
Well, okay, but listen.
You need to pull over, matey. We're
Yeah,
here
but
for
listen,
your
you keep the engine like ready to go. You keep fuel in the tanks. I mean, it's not like they got stealth fucking boats, man. You go, oh hey, look, there's a boat coming. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, we're out.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, dude, pull up a fucking deck chair, drop your line in the water, and just watch the end of the world.
Look,
okay,
like
from the coast.
episode. This is like this.
You're in Cabo, fucking San Lucas, man.
Go get some tequila.
It's fucking beautiful,
Party.
man.
Right.
Just wait this shit out.
I would say
Well, what
this.
about Jaws?
I'm not gonna swim with the fuckers, you know.
You don't swim in the zombie ocean,
like all of a
dude.
sudden, you know, and like Nick, he just keeps doing stupid shit. Like, oh, I'm just gonna jump in the
Over and
water. Oh,
over.
you know what I'm gonna go do? I'm gonna go wander the Mexican desert. You
See,
know?
now, for me, I felt like this was the best episode of the series, and I have my reasons why. The first is the most
Is
interesting.
that saying much, though?
Well, it's not, but the most interesting character in the series was the focus for me. So it's like all the dumb characters that drive me nuts that need to start dying off on the side weren't there.
God damn, when are they going to start killing off these
They
characters?
need some of the principals. It's time to go. Like it is time to go, and let's replace them with
they
more
killed
interesting people.
more like original characters in The Walking Dead
in season
by this
1.
point.
Yeah.
You lost like major players.
In season 1,
Right.
of that show, yeah. And this one, they're like holding on
Nobody.
to fucking everybody so
Fucking
tight.
grandma, that's the only one that's been killed at this point.
Right.
Well,
And she died of natural
Caesar,
causes?
Caesar, was that his name? He used to be the Nicaraguan fucking enforcer.
Did he die though?
Yeah, he did.
He set the goddamn floor on fire.
Yeah, but we don't know that he
imagine-
died. They didn't show him
out.
die.
Listen, I imagine he wasn't fucking going anywhere. He was seeing the ghost of his past. He's
Well,
that
he's
fucking-
not gone.
And the
He's
wife
long
died.
dead.
The wife died. The mom.
That's what I'm saying.
No, not the grandmother.
Oh,
The
right,
mom.
right.
The kid's birth.
Orange
mom.
is the new black.
Yeah. She's like Chale Holmes.
Right.
I'm Diablo, fire starter. You know.
Maybe the kids are in bed. Maybe we can kick it.
But yeah, I mean, this show to me it was one of the best episodes, and I bought in because of everything that Nick has done, and I get what you're saying. Like, but it was for me, it was nice to get a little more backstory on him, just a little more.
Do we fucking need more?
Yeah,
He's a junkie.
Really?
We get it.
Man, we didn't even get that much out of Rick.
Yeah,
He's
we
a cop.
did.
He got shot.
Not really.
But
yeah.
Walking Dead didn't work a lot in that type of storytelling. They didn't do a lot of flashback storytelling. Like that's more of a lot. This felt more like an episode of Lost, like the way it was written and broken down.
That was Lost, all right.
Oh, jeez.
I will say it wasn't my favorite, but it was definitely a step in the right direction.
It was nowhere near as
as
good.
stupid as the choices were.
Yeah, but it was nowhere near as good as any of the standalone episodes of the Mothership show of Walking Dead, like the Rick and Michonne and Carl go down to find guns. Any of the individual Rick episodes, the Rick and Daryl episode from this last season, like all those are
the Benny Hill
so
scene?
fucking. It's so great, dude.
It's so good, dude.
So superior. But for Fear the Walking Dead, this was a much better
I think
episode
your bar
of the
is
show.
pretty low, dude.
Well, it is because at this
Dude.
point the show's been almost unwatchable at points.
The only part that I actually enjoyed was when he was on top of the bus.
Right?
That was pretty
Dog
good.
and all
Right?
that. Yeah.
Well, and the walkers were coming, and all I could fucking think of was Chris in the parking lot of fucking Home Depot.
Oh, shit.
That's all I could fucking think of, dude.
There
And
we go.
I was laughing, and that was definitely on the top of my mind.
I'm surprised those zombies didn't fall asleep from tiredness. They're like, we're so tired.
so hot.
No, for me, the best part was when he's walking down the road with them picking off the zombies around him, and Nick is walking in the herd. Yeah, that was the only and the car were the only real moments of suspense.
Here's the
but
only
how the
reason-
fuck are you gonna get chased off by this little girl with a bat?
Just tackle that bitch.
Well, I mean,
Seriously.
you ever been hit with a bat?
Okay,
You know,
but
feel
It
good.
hurts like a
Does not
fucker,
feel
dude. I
good.
can tell
so
you.
you're just like, peace out. I'm
But
gonna
at
leave
the
all
same
my
time,
supplies.
but it's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna like hold up in this little fucking casa that doesn't have any doors.
Well, she's swinging at you. Run around her, grab your bag, and peace out.
There
With,
was
with,
a-
my
there
fire,
was
with my fire blazing that the fucking walkers
Slight
can see.
inconsistency as well that he is bleeding and walking in a herd of zombies and none of the
None of them
zombies are
smell it.
like smelling it. Like
Right.
that was I'm like I can buy the dog biting him, but it's like you're gonna walk with the zombies after you're bleeding with an
Right.
open wound. Like, isn't that what they do? Like part of their olfactory thing, you know?
Yes.
I don't know, but like that like this show is rife with fucking inconsistencies.
Yeah.
But this at least was a watchable episode for me.
I tell you,
agree.
if I lived in this world, and it said
You're Aussie man.
you got a bite. Oh, it's a dog bite. Bullshit. Boom, you're dead. I'd have killed your ass. We wouldn't have discussed it. I already know.
He's not showing symptoms.
It's pretty fresh. It could have happened 30 minutes ago.
I think you could probably look at the bite and see what kind of
Yeah.
teeth it was.
I don't know, man.
Maybe.
I mean, you've seen people are eating people's faces out there and shit already.
Maybe.
So, you know.
I think the teeth
Bath
pattern
salts.
is a little different, but who knows?
Bath salts.
I mean, the distance of the canine marks. I mean, it
true.
might have been.
Yeah.
He might, I'm sure he would have had some teeth marks in there.
At this point, why risk it, right? I don't know you.
Yeah.
You know?
Get an animal
Why
forensic
risk it?
scientist over here going,
I think-
no,
by the way-
canines are a little too far apart.
I can't wait for the next spin-off of The Walking Dead where it's like a CSI Walking Dead mixture, and that's literally all it is. Where
iZombie?
Right.
Isn't that iZombie?
Zombie.
No, I was gonna say all they do is investigate bites.
I did like how the feral dogs were like, oh, fuck you. Look at this. And they went right at him, and then they just tore him apart. I was like, oh, got your dumb ass.
Well, and that's one of the things I've always said is like in the apocalypse, like people are gonna be bad, but what's gonna be fucking worse is everybody's house pets that are starving for like the first 30 days because a dog. There are more fucking cases of dogs eating their owners when the owners forgot to feed
You
them
remember
for a
the Blair
weekend.
Witch?
Did you ever see, there was a National Geographic special that they did of like, what would happen to
Yeah.
our world if we just disappeared?
Yeah.
And they touched on that with our house pets and stuff like that, and how quickly, the bigger dogs would turn feral like in
Right
nothing.
away, yeah.
All your little teacup fucking things, those are all food. Those are all gone.
Were you back at the bungalows when the Blair Witch died?
Oh no, I had moved out and I was moving back in.
I'm sorry. Wait, let's. Excuse me, the
So-
Blair Witch.
There was a neighbor that we referred to as the Blair Witch.
Dude.
There was a
she
neighbor
was-
we referred to her as the Blair Witch. Basically, she only left the house to go buy a new bottle of whiskey or whatever.
Okay,
So
seems like a good
I
reason.
lived next door to her the first round there, and you could hear her. I thought she had a fucking parrot or like a cockatoo in the place, because I could hear, like, I'm in the middle of the night playing video games in my room, and I would hear this fucking like screaming, not in like terror, but like screaming at the wall type of shit, dude. And I was like, I'm playing, I'm like, turn down the volume, like, what the fuck is that, dude? And I was like, it's the fucking Blair Witch, dude. She's fucking. Right, but go on, Todd.
So one day, me and my neighbor Keith walked up to grab the mail as the postman was running late and handed us our mail, and he asked us, "Hey, you know anything about the lady in this one? She hasn't gotten her mail in like 2 weeks."
Oh no.
And we went,
Oh yeah.
"Oh, hey!" So we called up the landlady. Blah blah blah. Long story short, she was dead. She had a cat. And this became they were investigating it as a crime scene because there was a trail of maggots.
That went from one room to the other.
Went from one room to the other because the cat started eating her. And basically a trail of maggots because the cat would take pieces of her from where she was to either the couch or the bed where she wasn't, Yeah.
They almost had to condemn the entire bungalow because of this.
Oh
It was
yeah,
so
man.
bad.
When you die, like
Yeah.
it's gnarly.
Yeah.
And Shane, our buddy Shane, he worked code enforcement, and he's told me stories of like walking into a house where somebody had been dead for like 3 weeks inside of it.
Yeah.
And he's like, the walls are fucking melting.
Right.
Because your body is a gross thing. Like there's a reason it's got to be buried and put under fucking concrete. You
I
know?
don't-
You
uncle
obviously
that did
haven't
that.
seen this body because this is not gross. What?
I had an uncle that actually worked for the coroner, and he told us about somebody who went and closed himself in their own refrigerator. And
Oh,
then,
my God.
And then he was in there for so long, and then they turned the power off and shit like that, and just
especially once it's turned
apparently
off.
do when they opened the door to this refrigerator, man, this fuck just poured right the fuck out. Like they couldn't even tell, like it wasn't male or female at this point anymore. You know?
Like dead things. Like look, dead things do not bother me at all. the smell of death
Oh yeah.
is overwhelming. And I've probably told this on the podcast before, but have you ever, the fly catching water traps you put out on your thing?
Yeah.
Well, growing up, my mom would hang those out in the backyard because we had a lot of flies in the backyard because our dog would shit out there and what have you. But she never would fucking change these things.
Ugh.
And we had one time, Steve, and it was one of the big ones. So you're thinking like maybe like a foot, by 8 inches.
2 liter bottle.
Well, it's
Right.
also stagnant water, which is just
Oh
gonna
yeah,
smell bad
this
already.
thing was full of flies,
Oh.
just full, and the smell was so bad you could smell it within 8 feet.
Oh,
And so I went out, I wrapped a rag around my nose. I get out and I'm going and I pull the hook off and I've got it.
I know
and
where this is going.
right as I pull the hook off, flies swarm my hand and freak me the fuck out, and I drop it.
Oh shit.
Now, if you ever dropped a
a water balloon.
2 liter bottle, 2 liter bottles worth of water balloon on the ground before, it splashes everywhere. Everywhere. I immediately am vomiting uncontrollably all over the back patio, blah, everywhere. So on top of the smell of death, I've got this thing over my face that I've now vomited on. It's all over me. Oh my god!
When I was about 14 or 15 years old, I went on a camping trip with friends of mine from Orange County when I was growing up out there. And they were a little bit older than me. They were like 18, and their brothers were in their early 20s. And they took me. I'm the young kid, right? We went out to Lake Isabella, and on the way home, they decided to pull off on the fucking side of the road. So they're off-road, not in the middle of this fucking nowhere.
Seems like a good idea.
Sure.
Seems legit.
We come across 2 dead cows.
Oh no!
Right? So we're looking at these fucking things, and what do, man? I pick up a big ass fucking rock,
Fucking
dude.
throw it at this thing.
Threw it at this cow, man, and this son of a bitch thing just cracked the fuck open like a melon, dude, and just poured fucking maggots out like a goddamn tsunami of fucking maggots. And I was like, whoa! And the stink. I mean, holy shit.
And you want to run from it.
Because there wasn't a lot of stink before this, where there was once I cracked this fucking big ass cow in half, dude, with a giant boulder. Holy shit. I mean, it was stuck in our noses. It was.
And everyone's like, yeah, Steve, throw the rock. Throw
right?
it.
Dude, just,
And it's funny because it's the only time I've ever thought the happening is viable when you're running away from stink. I can run
Right.
away from air. I can do it. I can run fucking far enough that the air does not smell.
oh my god!
So,
random pull right
yeah,
there.
The worst movies
where the Blair Witch passed away at, man, this fucking bungalow, man, there were flies in the windows, dude, for fucking days after and they had the whole place like fucking, quarantined off and shit. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, the human body does some pretty gnarly stuff, too.
and it does it really quickly.
Yeah,
too.
it doesn't take
and
much
let me
time.
tell you, if the weather is just right, it's gonna get even better. And if there's water involved, fuck, dude.
You know how we were living there, man. We ended up.
We're
once
walking
the
people down there. Look at this.
Once
Died.
the cops
He's got
came,
maps to
the-
dead lady's house and shit.
cops and ambulance came to take her out. It was like lawn chairs and tall boys, dude. Like,
Oh, dude, and even after that, like days after, we knew guys who lived in that place. Todd and I used to sit in front of that place every night during the summer and have a tall boy, Yeah, man, somebody died in your apartment. Let us tell you all about it, dude. Or like somebody died in
We
this
were
one,
hanging
somebody
out
died in
with
that
the
one.
Mormons
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Fucking death. It sounds like a horror film from the 90s over
Well,
here. Like The Ring, but at the
it-
bungalows.
At one point, it was kind of like a Section 8 housing that it's like way early 90s, right? And some of these older people came in there to stay. Well, then they just started redoing these little houses, and they were really cool little cottage style places. I think you visited us
yeah,
there.
yeah, totally.
And but these older people stayed, and honestly, these older people just
Stay till they die.
They just didn't have anybody in their lives, man.
and as they're leaving, like whether it's death or family taking them someplace else,
we're moving somebody
we're
in.
moving somebody in.
Like, hey, that place is open. You think they're gonna clean that up anytime soon? I got a friend, man.
Chris, any experiences for you like that at all?
Not really, man. Other than lots of dead gophers. I got a lot of dead
I got a friend
gophers.
who was a RPD, man. He said that for some reason, man, he always got the naked dead people calls. He said, I've seen so many naked dead people. He's like, I don't know what the fuck. He's like, anything from suicide to just natural death. He's all like, always seem to be fucking naked on my shift.
Yeah,
man.
that's pretty random.
Yeah.
They probably do it to him on purpose. They scope it out.
Right, they're like, you know what?
Dying.
Let's send Joel.
I was never here.
We got. Oh, they're naked. Yeah, let's send Joel. He loves these ones, man.
Nice. All right, so we got one last thing to touch on. We got to talk about randomly. We haven't done music in a while, but Metallica has released a new track.
Yeah,
we listened to it as a group just to go through it. There's a lot of music aficionado in the room, and we don't touch on music all the time.
It's been a while. I mean, we talked a little bit about the soundtrack today, but
we did
not. It's not a regular thing that we talk about.
So, what was your guys' feelings on that?
Todd, go ahead.
I found it to be hollow and overproduced. I felt like just about like everything they've done since Black Album. I mean, but the Black Album I could still hang with. It was once they did Load, I was off of that wagon.
I feel like the opposite. I think they're intentionally trying to strip everything down ever since Reload. And they did it with Saint Anger, where they stripped it like way the fuck down past And Justice for All to where it sounded like ass. It's like, what the fuck is this? And I think they're trying to get back to square one.
But they're not stripping it down, and it's not sounding raw. Like
I disagree, dude. I think the production on it is pretty sparse. I think we should listen to it again. There's not a lot of guitar tracks on it. You know, if you listen to Master of Puppets, there's a ton of layered tracks. I don't hear it on this. I think you got four players. I don't even hear like background vocals or anything on it. I think it's just like, this is what you get live. Now, I don't know anything about the track. I don't know what their record's doing, other than I'm hearing they listen to a lot of Kill 'Em All, and it's kind of inspired by that.
Lars has definitely gone to the basic punk rock beat.
Well, I mean, the guy's in his 50s now.
Right, I understand. Like
maybe even closer to 60s.
The joints,
right?
The joints don't quite move
but
as
he's still
quickly
fucking
as they
doing
want
it
to.
though.
Yeah,
I mean, it still sounds pretty fast.
Like, I agree with you guys on their prior albums. This to me just seems like, they've heard it for so long that your best albums, man, were Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All and Master of Puppets, and they're like, and it's almost like the movie thing. It's like, let's fucking do that again. But for me, it's not there because it's like punk rock bands. It just doesn't have that fucking youthful, fresh energy to it. It's just
his vocals are different.
No feeling.
Yeah, I mean, he is but we gotta agree, he has gotten older, and I'm like this with a lot of new music from some of these older bands. Man, it's just like you're selling it to me, and I'm going to see your concerts because I remember how much of a good time. It's the nostalgia thing again.
Right.
I remember how much of a good time I had when I saw you for Injustice for All back in 1988 or 89 or whatever it was now, and.
I disagree on that though, because I saw them on the Death Magnetic tour, and I was really impressed with how, like, first of all, they were all fucking sober, and that was a slight change for them since the early days. The show was great, they played everything pretty well, and these are not easy songs,
Right.
I was really impressed.
Here's something that sucks for me, and I always say, a band always dies when they go sober. I hate to say it. I hate to say it coming from a guy who has had to go sober.
I don't agree with that.
It always seems to lose something to me. I don't know. Most of the bands that
maybe. I think that's the case when you look at Saint Anger, because that album is terrible. That's when he first went through the rehab and got sober, and everything was about recovery. But I think
didn't they they were going sober before?
No, it was Saint Anger.
Watch the movie, dude. Some kind of monster. It's all about his sobriety.
Well, Saint Anger was also terrible because it was like one of the worst mixed albums I've ever heard.
It's so terrible, and that's what I was talking about production wise. They stripped it way down because they wanted it to be as raw and punk rock as they could. And I think since then they've kind of gone back to where they were when they hit that Master of Puppets stride that everybody loved. It was the Black Album that they went real mainstream, and that's where they started to lose people. I'm one of the few that actually think there's some real gems in Load and Reload. If you take all of the bullshit out of those two records,
you've got one really great album.
One really great album that is mature, that is more like bluesy based.
Well,
like the grooves are fucking solid.
it's Jason. Jason Newsted took them in a different
Right,
direction. Like he
right.
was the driving
Yeah.
force behind that. And but you were right. Like there's some clunkers on those two
The
albums.
terrible songs in there.
But there's also some fucking really good
really
tracks
good
on that album. It's and it's funny because you hear some of them now, and now that the backlash against that has subsided,
Right.
It's like it's funny how backlash subsides, and we're gonna transition here.
Oh, fuck
but it's
you.
funny
I
how
hear where you're
backlash
going.
subsides after a certain point, and you can really take a look and examine something for what
Episode
it's worth.
2 still sucks, dude.
Steve posted a fantastic article
Oh, Jesus.
about how all you fucking hipsters that hate the prequels for no other reason than it was cool to hate the prequels are wrong. And how it's
no.
time
I
to,
read that article. I was like, I gotta link Kristen.
And
how
I
it's
was
time
like,
to
damn
fucking-
you for getting me into this argument again.
I know because he posted this long ass like.
No, that was a text. That
It was
wasn't
a
a
text.
post.
It was a text.
Anybody who knows me goes, if you text or post anything longer than 2 lines, I stop reading.
Mungo no like to read.
Totally like that. Blah, blah, blah.
I still maintain those movies are not bad stories. I think the stories are great. The problem for me has always been the acting.
They weren't blowing up a Death Star. Was that what it was?
The acting of Anakin in all of those movies is terrible. And episode 2, Jesus Christ, could you get more shitty one-liners in one movie? It was just terrible.
We've had this discussion.
I know.
There are 5. There are literally 5 bad
You brought it
one-liners.
around though. I blame you.
Yeah, because he's wrong. Because he's wrong. And he's
wrong.
fucking got to admit it. All right.
I'm not wrong.
You gotta
I stand by.
You got to have a come to Yoda moment here, and you need to admit the fact.
You know what? I don't have a lot of problems with episode 1. There's some great moments in it, but I don't even mind Jar Jar at this point. I get his function. He's the comic relief. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I just puked in my mouth a little bit. I'm sorry.
I'm like, whatever. It's a different shade that we haven't seen. But when we get into that episode 2, it is fucking awful writing, and it's a really poorly executed movie. That's my problem.
That's not wrong.
I know it's not wrong.
Not right. but
And again, the stories are great. I think if you want to reboot something, reboot those fucking 3
No,
movies.
no, absolutely
I would
not.
be totally okay with that.
no.
Do them right.
But can we?
No, dude, you reboot those movies. I swear to God, the planet will crack open, and demons from hell
I know.
would come
I know.
out of the crack, dude.
I know.
It'd be like the Hellraiser puzzle box. Don't do it. Just don't fucking
Yeah,
touch it.
no, whatever.
You know.
Leave them alone. Let's move forward.
I just
Let's
picture-
get, you know,
I now
8
picture
and 9.
Chris as Uncle Frank at the end of Hellraiser.
Once again, a podcast. That visual representation didn't really
if
do
you
a
haven't
lot
seen
there.
the end of Hellraiser with Uncle Frank on the chains and the hooks and the.
If you haven't seen fucking Hellraiser, dude, you need to, after the show, go out and watch it immediately.
You need to check your priorities is the
So,
problem.
yeah.
But anyways, it comes back. It all comes back around to the fact that Chris is wrong. So no, but
He's
the new,
terrible, dude. Both
So,
of those kids
I just-
are terrible.
But all in all, the new Metallica album, is it rocking right now that I'm digging it? Not really, you know.
I'm optimistic. I really enjoyed Death Magnetic. I listened to it again this week as soon as that
good
new
listen.
track. It's a good record.
My
I
problem
think
with
again,
Death
they
Magnetic
mastered
is-
the shit out of it.
But Death Magnetic is desperately trying to be Injustice for All.
Oh, of course.
Every fucking track on that album is like 7.5 minutes.
of course,
And it's a lot of
admittedly,
a lot of bass bass leads, as it were. You know, jun jun jun
Right.
jun jun. You know that idea.
I'm good with that though. They captured a lot of what I liked about their early music by not going there entirely. You know, there
I
are
disagree.
some sounds.
I think they went there entirely.
no, there's some sounds that are different on that record, especially vocally. He doesn't sing the same.
Yo.
Yeah, he's got these yo. I think they destroyed that record though by mastering it too hot, and they distorted the tracks.
A little bit.
I hear it when I listen to it.
And this new track, it feels too simplistic to me almost.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
But again, optimistic.
I just feel like I've heard it before.
Yeah, you have heard it
You know,
before.
it's like
you
I've
know
heard
what? Slayer has done the same fucking record for
And you
2
know what?
decades.
As a
3
huge
decades.
fan of Slayer, Chris, I can't even disagree with you, dude. It's totally
And
true.
the formula is good.
but that's why
if
it's
they had
bad
never
metal.
altered from their formula, What did he say?
It's dad
That's
metal.
why it's dad metal.
Yeah.
Fucker.
You listen to dad metal?
You know, I think there are bands that have, like Anthrax, strayed from their formula.
Oh, yeah, they
and
did.
they're pretty much back to it. The latest record is but the worship music was brilliant.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like with some of these artists, it's like your moment has passed.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like your moment of greatness has sort of come and gone, and just be whatever the fuck you want now.
Right.
Like, when's the last time the Rolling Stones put out an album that you fucking cared about?
Yeah.
You know, their moment.
Better to burn out or fade away.
Well, I mean, I will never begrudge an artist for doing what they love. I think an artist like.
Oh
if-
no, go for it, man. Like,
Yeah, like
you
if
know
you're
what, Mayer,
boys,
dude.
if you're
Oh,
boys to
God.
men and you're still harmonizing it, and you're now men to grandparents or whatever the fuck you are, it's like. I cannot begrudge you for doing what you do and what you love. Like, fucking do it, man. But don't act like the new shit you're putting out, anyone's gonna care. Like, they just aren't.
Like, honestly, you know, I just saw Slayer in Vegas, and you know when they played Repentless from their new album, Repentless. I was kind of like,
Are you plugging it?
I was
Like,
like,
what's
oh, you know, it's cool, you know, whatever. You know, throw a little horns, right? But when fucking South of Heaven comes on,
Right.
and or Rain and Blood, and those fucking drums hit, you know, and it sounds like fucking thunder. And my buddy tells his girlfriend, when you hear the thunder, it's time to step back because it's going to get fucking crazy in here.
Right.
Right.
And you could tell. And that is what the crowd has been waiting to fucking
Right.
hear all night. And when they go to see Metallica, they want to hear the Injustice for All stuff. They want to hear the Ride the Lightning
and last
stuff.
time I saw
or
them-
even Ozzy.
The
You know,
last
when
time I saw them, they still played it and they still rocked that shit. Like,
Yeah.
they were
Metallica,
20.
Yeah.
like Metallica puts on a fantastic live show.
I can't comment on what they do now because honestly, the last time I saw them was in 1989 for Injustice for All.
As old as they are, it's still a fucking great live show,
Yeah.
and they still kick ass, and it's still fun. But at a certain point, it's like the new music thing. At this point, they could literally tour on what they've published, and
But
be
I
fine.
admire
Yeah.
that they keep putting stuff out, and we can sit and nitpick it. But you know what? At least they're fucking doing it.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
think about all these acts
I mean,
that haven't put out a record in 30
one
years.
of the things, and one of the things that we tend to forget is that the Rolling Stones or Metallica or Slayer or any of these other bands, Guns N' Roses, who are riding on really what they did 20, 30, 40 years ago, and they don't have to. Because when they did that, it was so fucking groundbreaking.
Right.
I mean, nobody was doing shit like that. It was just like, it was like at the end of SLC Punk when he puts on the record, and he's like, "This is something new."
Yeah.
Right? This isn't Rush,
Mm-hmm.
man. This is something new. And when Metallica came out, when
There's
Ride
no
the Lightning-
Slayer without Metallica.
right?
There's
All
no
those,
Anthrax
you know,
without Metallica.
those four
Megadeth.
bands definitely,
Yeah.
you know, they were kind of, but those four bands were not doing fucking Quiet Riot. They weren't
No.
doing Motley Crue. You know, they were. This was like, holy shit!
Well,
this is metal, man.
I really want to thank them for killing that fucking realm of rock. Like, thank you, because that,
Yeah.
like,
Well, it held in there. We really got to thank Nirvana and the grunge guys for really
Yes.
Soundgarden for really kind of killing.
I
that
agree.
shit.
Like-
I would just also like to tell you guys that I did finally sign my papers of acknowledgement that I am old. And Thursday, I bought tickets to Lollapalooza 2016, aka the Jack FM show, with
Wait, you
James
mean
Addiction and Garbage
Is it really-
and Violent Films.
Is it really the Jacked FM show?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
it's Jack's 11th show. Yeah, that lineup: Jane's Addiction.
James Addiction, Garbage, Violent Films, The Cult.
I'll be
like-
seeing.
Oh, the Cult. Hell yeah.
really one of the most underappreciated bands of the
So
80s.
I could be the
Where
Cult.
I'm sitting here going, fuck you guys.
All those bands.
James
I'm
Addiction.
actually seeing Jane's Addiction next Friday. I'm going to Denver for Riot Fest.
Oh, that's right. That's happening.
with Misfits. I have waited 30 years for this.
Like this weekend or Labor Day weekend?
Labor Day weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I leave Thursday morning, and I will be back sometime Monday.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I'm
Unless
telling you, if you get a chance, check out.
unless the
Fucked Up.
gates of hell like pull you forth
And
out
let me
of
tell
Riot
you,
Fest.
it'll have to happen after the Misfits play because I'll butt fuck that old devil like it ain't even funny, man. I'm gonna see Glenn Danzig sing Misfits like I have dreamt of since I was 10 years old.
I
Do
really
you think he's going to play Mother?
No. And he's not going to play "Dig Up Her Bones," you fuckers out there. You know who you are. You know who you are.
here's I wish you the best because I've had this experience of seeing a band that I've always wanted to see, and it's gone one of two ways. It's either phenomenal
or
soul-crushingly bad.
Yeah.
And like you're gonna see the Violent Femmes, and I'm very sorry because
That's bad.
that band in my head is always like in their early 20s, like
No, like I'm excited to see Violent Femmes, but I'm not like, oh my god, I get to go see the Violent Femmes.
dude, they all look
me,
like a bunch of like bald-headed
fucking
old gay
Tenacious
men.
D.
Yeah,
It's like they're all Kyle Gass.
Well, it's
Look,
like
me-
like Agent Orange, dude. I mean, they're really fucking old.
They are.
Man. I mean, really.
But I thought they
old.
were. I saw them a couple years ago, and I thought they were still pretty damn good.
It was
but-
kind of like the last time I got to see Lemmy, and I was like, oh, this
Dude,
is just...
when he played downtown at the RMA before he passed away,
Yeah.
man, he was looking really.
And the
rough,
set was
man.
really rough
Dude, in
too.
the
you know?
90s, Lemmy was
But
not looking good.
that show for me. I don't care who else is playing. It's all about Jane's Addiction for me. They're one of my top 5.
Have you
bands.
seen
Seriously,
Jane's Addiction?
I've seen
I
them
have.
3 or 4 times.
All right.
I love Jane's Addiction. I had like row 9 at the
Is
RMA.
Navarro playing with him?
Very excited to see them.
What's
They're
that?
they're
Navarro
playing on.
playing with him?
Yes.
Yeah,
He
it's
ain't
all
got nothing else to
it's
do
all
with
the
this
it's all the ritual lineup.
Right.
No, the bass player, not the original bass player.
Is that the one that died, or am I thinking?
No, he's not. He didn't die.
Uh,
DeStefano.
okay.
Oh, him.
Something like, yeah. No, it's the guy who played on
Harry
the
Farrell's gonna be singing though.
Yes, it's
There
the guy
we
who
go.
played on the Strays album.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big Jane's.
But yeah,
Addiction
they're
fan.
No, that's
Jane's
right.
Addiction's playing Friday night. Super excited about that. Saturday's lineup, absolutely no idea. One of these fucking
And then
bands.
Sunday is...
Don't give a shit. Not interested. I'm gonna go explore Denver, and then Sunday is gonna be the Misfits.
Dude, Carrie and her friend drove through Denver,
Yeah.
and they like had to roll the windows up because the fucking town smells like weed.
Hey,
Like as you're driving by on the freeway.
we might as well get used to it because
Sweet,
let me tell
dude.
you, California is gonna.
Contact high.
It's on its way.
I hope you enjoy your time in Colorado because everything you can totally legally buy whatever pot you want while you're there.
You know what though,
Enjoy.
man? I haven't smoked pot, dude, in like I don't know, man, like 20 fucking years.
Oh,
dude.
that's always
Like,
a good time
I
to
just-
start, dude.
I would
No,
be-
because you know what?
I'd be afraid I'd go back to cigarettes.
People are fucking warning some of these older folks that haven't smoked pot in 20, 30 years.
This
Like,
is not your
pump
grandpa.
your
Yes.
fuck.
Oh, yeah.
You slow down here, man.
You
this
will
is,
get high.
This is not your.
It's not
your,
skunk weed, man.
Yeah, like this is some serious
It ain't
goddamn
like,
shit.
It ain't
now,
like the
dude.
shit you got in your early, like
Yeah.
your teens or your early 20s.
Like now, back in the day when you buy like a little 20 bag full of seeds
when a
and
quarter
stems,
costs
right?
$25,
Yeah,
a
right.
dime costs 10,
Yeah,
nickel
you
costs
know?
5.
Now the little medicine bottle you get your bud in, dude. There's no seeds in that, man. Those seeds are worth money.
that
man.
shit is processed, man. They get some good
time,
fucking Home
dude.
Depot workers in
Like,
there to
this
pick that
is
shit out. man.
Trabajo.
fucking Mexican
Fear the
zombies,
walking
fucking
weed.
growing fucking weed. But like this is some seriously powerful stuff, and they've had problems with like people on the edibles too. Like these things will put you on
Right.
your ass.
They OD'd. A bunch of people just OD'd.
Hey,
and
I've
fucking
got some
recently.
friends, man, who were some serious fucking pot smokers. I mean, we did it all, man. We did it all. And they ate a little too much of the fucking brownies or the cookie, and
Yeah.
they were holding on to the bar like for dear life because they thought they were gonna fucking float off into space, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean they were like
Fucking
like
way
they were
high.
on like the verge of hallucinating. They thought that there was something more in these than there was. They just had way too much, dude, and it really kicked their ass. Freaked them out, man.
Nice, man.
You really got to be careful with
You don't you don't really need to smoke as much as you used to.
this. Isn't a fucking. This
Just
isn't
go to
a,
Denver,
this-
find a dispensary, and go,
Hey,
"Where
man.
is the skunk?"
It's not a bag of fucking Oreos, dude. You don't have to lay waste to the whole bag, dude. Just half of one will do you.
Or like this fucking bag of candy that
No, but
Todd
you know
has
what, man?
brought.
I'm excited to have a kind of a free day there. Maybe see some shit while I'm there. So
Denver's cool, man. It's been
it's
a
been
long
a
time
long fucking.
Now, are you
time.
driving or flying?
I'm driving. We're doing an exciting road trip.
You know, that's 15 hours one
I
way.
do.
Like that's
since I've been. 17, dude.
No, 15.
I read between 15 and 17.
It's 15.
So
If you drive like a
now
normal human being,
we've
at
rented a van,
80.
man. We're going on a road trip, and but hey, look, I've done.
you
that
got a
shit
van?
before. I did.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
Like that's
We've got like a 12-person van and shit.
Oh my
There's,
how many of you are going?
6 or 7 of us in the van.
Okay, well, at least it'll be
So,
comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Bring some
excited.
headphones.
And like I said, do the
And a-
Misfits.
and an iPad with
I
some
mean,
movies.
hopefully it won't be soul crushing. I have high expectations. I really think it's gonna fucking turn out good. So
It sounds like you're in for a weekend, man.
Yeah, it's,
Like a good
I mean, this is
weekend.
like there was a lot of other bands on this too, like NoFX and shit like that, you know, and
Some
a
dad
lot
metal.
of dad punk rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like I said,
Dad punk.
there's a band that I really like, and I don't know that you'll like them, but they're called Fucked Up. Canada punk rock hardcore band.
That's a hell of a name. Fucked
Fuck.
up Canada hardcore punk rock.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Canadians.
the name of the band is Fucked Up.
Oh, okay.
They are from Canada.
Got it.
Seems like it kind of limits your draw. Your band.
I don't
name
think
is-
they were
But
looking
do you
for
guys know what?
radio.
Do you guys know what
Fucked
fucking Stone Temple Pilots' original name was?
No.
Shirley Temple's pussy.
I will.
And they said you will fucking never make it
Of course
ever
not.
with a fucking name like that, man. You need to go back and come up with some shit.
That's because Weiland was all.
And they can't. And STP, man, Shirley Temple's pussy. That's a true fucking story, man.
I've never heard that before.
I never heard that either.
Yep. Got to listen to fucking Matt Pemble on
Dude,
Matt
that guy
Pemble?
knows some shit.
no, isn't that his last
Matt
name?
Pinfield?
Pinfield. There you go. Yeah, he's on the Sirius XM's.
Who is Matt Penfield?
He was
did
a- he was a-
120 minutes on.
He was
Bald
a
dude.
he was a DJ on MTV back in
Yeah,
the
he did
90s, and
120
he
minutes.
knew. I mean, he fucking knew 90s music like the back of his head.
nobody.
Like he knew his shit.
Everybody
dude.
else was watching Headbangers Ball on Saturday. I'm watching 120 minutes.
Oh, I
of
watched.
Matt
I watched
Pinfield
it all,
on
dude. I watched all
Sunday.
of it.
I had
But,
forgotten Headbangers Ball
He
was
does.
a thing.
He does a Saturday show on the Lithium channel on XM, and I'd heard that story before, but I had heard that kind of in like passing. It wasn't until he had told the story and I said, "Pfft, I fucking knew I didn't dream that on acid. I knew I heard that right." Yeah.
Nice. Well, let's transition because that makes me XM makes me think that we have to talk about a dumb shit our kids have done this week. Because I heard, Steve, that it's not appropriate to listen to Howard Stern with your children in the car.
Yes. Apparently.
I want to hear the quotes.
Because that leads to my next story about dumb shit my kid has done this week.
So they were taking like there was some guest on there who was a baseball player. I wish I could remember his name, but this guy, he was an old retired baseball player, and he came on with nothing but pussy stories, right?
Was it Daryl Strawberry?
No,
Because they've been doing a lot of Daryl Strawberry recently.
No, it was somebody
And Doc
else.
Gooden.
I can't remember his name offhand. It'll come to me. But they were also like they were comparing Ronnie the limo driver's stories about pussy too, and they were dropping these sound clips of them talking about pussy. And
Were your sons in the back going, pussy, pussy?
it was something like,
Are we gonna have
so
to-
I bent her over and I looked at her pussy and I spit on her asshole. And Jennifer looked at me like, I don't think so. This is completely inappropriate. They are in the car right now. And I'm just like, I'm oblivious, like,
What?
what?
Well, the best part is after this
So it's not really
conversation.
stupid shit your kid did, it's stupid shit dad does.
After
you
this
know?
conversation, you're gonna have to tell your wife not to listen to this show with the kids in the room.
No, you know, it's funny, man. She listens to this at work.
Hey, even better.
But she does have an office to herself.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, so that's dumb shit dad does.
Well, I have discovered that I can't even listen to Kevin and Bean with Ronald Andrew anymore
Oh,
because Kevin and Bean, because Ralph Garman loves to say "God damn it" on the radio. So my son,
How did they get away with that?
because it's
Dude, did you hear Ralph doing his Trump stuff?
no,
Holy
Fucking
shit,
great,
dude.
though.
Brilliant.
Was it
man.
tremendous?
It's so funny.
it's gonna be the greatest Trump impression ever.
It's very, very good, dude.
No, I'm sure I'll catch it on the podcast, but my son comes in the room the other night and we're watching the Olympics because he loves the Olympics, and a girl falls and he like watching the TV goes, "God damn it." Like perfectly. And immediately the wife looks at me, she's all, "That's your fault." And I was like, buddy, you cannot say "God damn it." That's a bad word. And he goes, I can't say "God damn it." No, like we don't say that at all. And he's like, "Okay, daddy." And so like the next day comes and my mom's coming over to watch him, and as soon as she pulls up in the driveway and gets out of the car, he runs over and he goes, Nanny, I can't say "God damn it." You were missing the point of me telling you. Like, you don't get to go tell people. Yeah, so it was one of those things where we had to have, this is the second curse word that we've uttered.
What was the first one?
Oh, we said fuck when we were like 2
yeah.
years old.
I had the same thing.
He dropped his milk in the kitchen and he went, "Oh, fuck."
We really haven't had much of a problem with them repeating.
That's crazy. See,
repeating
Phoebe
stuff,
was like
you
not
know?
even a year, and I'm thinking, she doesn't really. Like Bill Maher was doing his stand up on the TV, and he dropped like 8 F-bombs in a row, and all of a sudden she just looks at me and goes, "Fuck." And I'm like, oh, don't say that. I'm like, fuck.
See,
Fuck. And she
my
like
boys-
for 3 weeks, she was saying it all the time
Yep.
because she knew she would get a reaction. Eventually, I just stopped reacting, and then it went away.
Yeah, the
But-
boys,
Yeah,
they
it was
go to a
pretty messed up.
daycare, and the daycare has, a little bit younger than them up to, probably 8, 9, maybe even 10-year-old kids in there. So there's some language that goes around.
Oh, nice.
But the daycare lady is really like, she's on them about that. So even when I say things like, God damn it, or shit, Daddy, that's a bad word.
Oh, nice.
I'm reminded
I was gonna
that
say,
it's
Nice.
a
Here's
bad
what I
word.
imagine. Steve leaves the house. Jen sits the kids down and goes, so what words have you learned from Dad this week? And
I'll tell you
they
what,
repeat
dude.
all of them, and
Listen.
and Jen goes, you can't say that one. You can't say that one. That's okay.
Now, listen, dude, anybody who
Only
sits
when you
there,
hurt yourself.
anybody who sits there and says, "Oh, I don't swear around my children,"
Liars.
listen, you're a liar, and
Yeah.
so they know when I'm like when the F word actually does come out of me, like I'm not playing anymore.
Yeah.
Like you're on the verge of getting your ass beat right now.
I'm wondering when
And they-
bust your
they-
ass is going to come out as
they-
a term for him. Do you want to bust your ass? Like that's going to be. I can hear him like.
Yeah.
No, Daddy, no bust ass.
Yeah.
No bust my ass.
I'll tell you, dude. Vince gets this look on his face, like he knows what I'm talking. He knows what "bust your ass" means.
Yes,
dude. He's
that's
like,
what I've had.
Holy shit!
That's what I've had enough.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I better ship Victor. Oh, that little fucker, dude. This fucking kid, man. I'll be like, you know what? I'll turn Angry Birds off, and he'll go, turn it off. Oh, you want to fucking tempt
I've
me?
always said, you can
Watch
look at the
this
two.
shit, and I'll click that shit off, and he's like, fuck you. And Vince is like, I didn't do shit. Why? I was watching Angry Birds. He's a little asshole. You know what I mean? I'm totally getting this reaction, and Vince or Victor will
just
be
hang
like,
with
And then Vincent's like, no.
Just hang with them one
exactly.
afternoon.
Victor's like, I'll go fucking sit on the bed and stare at the wall like a fucking like I'm waiting for Poltergeist to come out of the fucking thing. Fuck you and fuck your Angry Birds.
Hang with
Vincent's
them one
like,
afternoon.
holy shit, dude. I think he's gonna go after Victor next. He's like, you did this. Fuck you. You did this. Why? I want to be the red Angry Bird.
You could just see in Vic's face, he's the devious one, like plotting.
Yeah,
and
dude,
Vin's
they're-
going to be his henchman. He's like, okay,
Oh, dude.
I will go do that.
I'm gonna send Vince over with Ron and Elena, dude, so he can get into the whole acting thing because he's so goddamn dramatic, dude. I'm like, I don't know where you get this shit from.
He is. It cracks me up, dude. He's like, you're like, don't do that. And he goes,
Or he'll go, you gotta be kidding me.
I get.
What?
Yes, I get. Ronald Andrew, no. And I go, who are you talking to? He's like, I'm talking to nobody. So I talk to myself. Well, don't do that. Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna do it again? No,
Vince, super dramatic. Victor's like, you know what, man? I'll get my backpack and my fucking squirt gun, shotgun, and I'll just walk out this bitch. How about that?
He's gonna water the world like
You know what
Cain.
I'm saying, dude? Like, he's just like, I don't need you people.
He's all, did you see Fear the Walking Dead this week?
I'll
That's
get-
gonna be me going to Home Depot.
Put a snack in my pack and I'm at this bitch. You know? You want to take that away from me? I'll show
my
your
pudding?
ass. I'll take your shoes away. I'll walk barefoot. I don't give a shit. You know?
How's life going with the ladies?
Oh, Jesus.
We haven't had a good Darian story in a while.
I was just thinking about so tomorrow could be an interesting day. So the next episode we might have an interesting story. Darian has decided that she wants to go shooting.
Awesome.
Have you met this child?
You know what?
I don't know that I want a gun in her hand.
That right?
It's a little OCD.
Is this your middle one or your top?
No, the middle one.
Okay, yeah, I've met her then. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you haven't spent enough time with her.
Your oldest one is one I don't think I've ever met.
She's quiet.
Yeah.
She kind of keeps to
She's.
herself.
Lauren would be fine.
Yeah.
Phoebes, I think, would be fine, too.
Darian's.
No, that's
She's the one that
that's
almost
good.
burned down the house like 3 or 4 times. She decided she wanted to see what happened if you put a match on the toilet paper.
That's,
Like what the?
did she have a lab coat on?
I don't know what she was- so she, my uncle's like a big gun dude now, and he's doing like training courses and whatnot. And she's talking to him. She's like, I want to shoot a 9mm.
All right.
And he's like, no, you don't.
Oh, that's
Your hand
easy.
will not be able to hold that. I don't know if it was that gun, but
Okay.
she talked about some gun. He's like, no, you're going to shoot a 22 is what you're going to shoot. Because you've never shot anything before in your life.
Right.
And you weigh like 80 pounds.
Right.
So
She has no upper body strength at all.
cool your fucking jets, kid.
Right.
You know? So, yeah, I mean, she's talking, that's my favorite gun and blah, blah, blah. It's like, come on, dude. You worked at a pawn shop and you sold them. You've never even really fired one. Just relax. So, yeah, that one, who knows what can happen.
You know what, though? You know what?
Right.
My daughter is, 105, 110 pounds, and she has shot everything from the 9 to an AR-15. It's not like you've got a hand howitzer here. I mean, it was like, you know what I want? I'm going to start with the 357.
It's not like she went to the Vegas range and was like, give me the saw.
You know what? I got to tell you, dude.
Did she shoot the saw?
Oh, I shot the saw in
Well,
Vegas.
you did, but I was like,
And it was very, very comfortable, dude.
Yeah.
It was.
It's
It
heavy,
was
though.
not a. It was not a. Yeah, a little
It's not
bit
light, dude. That is not a light
Right,
weapon.
but I didn't have a full belt on either.
Right,
I had a
right.
part. I probably had like 50 rounds or something like that. But man, the recoil on that thing was really nice. Now I got to tell you, the Thompson that Dave
That thing fucking
Slobko
kicks,
shot,
dude.
Man, that thing looked like 45 shells. You know, yeah, that thing had some kick to it. Pretty
And
good.
it kicks up, too, while you're
But
going.
you know, hey, I say this to the ladies out there, man. In a world of fucking Kim Kardashians, be fucking Sarah Connor, ladies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and rather than have the mystery of it, I don't like that she's doing it because she's not the most stable kid in the world, but I would rather she go with somebody that knows what they're doing and
Sure.
is sensible. And, I trust my Uncle Jim, and he's not going to give her, a bunch of bullshit. I could just see, somebody else, one of her friends, taking her out, and it, who knows
Look,
what
I
happened.
fully believe that everybody should shoot a gun at least once.
Right.
Because
you need to know what you're dealing with.
It's not just that. It takes a lot of the mystery and like this
Right.
whole like magical sort of thing, properties that people put on guns. Like they can do these amazing. It's like it's a gun. Like at the end of the day, it does what it does, and you need to understand like what it will do to you as well.
Right.
I think those things are important to know because it's like when the dude walks in the store, you ain't fucking Jackie Chan. Like it don't take much to kill your ass, It's just for me, it's one of those things where going to a shooting range and shooting a wide variety of weapons, I think is important too.
Yeah.
And I think historical weapons are equally important. In fact, my buddy bought an M1 for Christmas this last year, and we're gonna go out shooting with it here in a couple weeks.
Ooh,
so
cool.
right? I'm
Yeah.
pretty excited. I've never shot an M1 like a real M1 before. So.
Just like, pow, 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 shoot a motherfucker right through the heart. God damn, I got a freedom boner. Woo!
You're talking historical. I'm thinking black powder rifles.
No.
Hey, you know
I
what?
was
Actually,
thinking
my
musket? What?
my father-in-law had, and his brothers were really into that shit. There's a big, big
they're
community of
loud.
that.
Like black powder shit is loud as
And they,
Having-
kick like a...
Well, not only that,
mule.
but have you ever been like around a legit cannon when it fires? Like all those motherfuckers in those wars must have been deaf as could be because those things were so loud. Oh my god! Like that does not give me a freedom boner. It gives me ear bleeds, and I'm not interested in ear bleeds.
But back
so.
then, they didn't have to have great hearing because they're out in the wide open. There's only one person talking to you. You're not having to hear them
maybe-
over the
They had
damn
that little
freeway
horn they could
behind
put-
you.
What?
I mean, they didn't have comms.
maybe that's why Leonardo DiCaprio got raped by a bear twice in that movie because his character was hard of hearing after having been in a
There.
civil war.
There it comes.
50.
I just won an Oscar.
Thought you were taking a shit over there. I didn't know what that was.
50 caliber rounds. Some of those balls were
Right?
That's pretty heavy. Hey,
Seriously, still, and I've said it before, Steve. If you get the chance, and next time you go to Vegas, it's super expensive, but shoot the 50 cal one time.
Yeah.
like the power in that
listen,
thing is so ridiculous.
every from now on, after the last time I was out there and we did it, from now on, every trip to Vegas is going to follow up at
At
one
a gun,
of those.
at the gun range.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
get my hands on some of the good
How
stuff.
much did the 50 cal run?
It's pretty expensive. It's like $8 to $10 a bullet.
Yeah. Ed was out shooting with somebody who had a 50 cal, and he was like, "All right, there, slow down there, man. You're throwing my money down range now." you
Yeah,
know?
pretty much. Like
So-
the bullets are just really expensive,
And
when you
and-
see them, you'll understand
You know,
why.
when you go out with like a
Oh, they're
9,
fucking huge.
like,
Yeah.
man, you ain't picking up those shells, right?
No.
When you're firing off anything really bigger, you're
Yes.
saving those, dude. You're reloading those for sure.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
worth money. So
Well, especially at the range, they are. So,
Oh, yeah.
like completely. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you're still.
you know, if you
paying
get
top
enough
dollar.
brass together and you melt it down, you can make a pretty good pair of brass knuckles. Just saying.
Are you working on that right now?
Working.
Is that a home project?
Worked.
Nice. Do they say love and hat on them?
Just hate across the,
All right, it's time for rants. We've reached the point of the day where we're wrapping this up here. Does anybody have anything that's pissing them off this week?
Holy fucking shit. Man.
Well, you are like a god that's given. Like, does anybody else first have anything they want to rant about? Anybody at all?
There was something I was thinking of earlier, and it always happens. I always get here. It comes times to, hey, you got a rant? I'm like, fuck, I don't know where it went.
You had a nice rant about chocolate when you first got here, but we'll let that one go because we kind of worked that one in already. Were you bitching about the store already selling chocolate in August for... Anyways, Chris, you got anything?
I told you my memory's bad.
Nothing that anybody on our listenership would want to hear about.
Just school stuff right now?
Just,
work stuff?
Soul-crushing bullshit. It's all good.
All right. I defer to Steve at this point. I'm
Honestly,
ready.
dude, I really don't have
Oh,
anything.
no. You're like, I'm
Dude, I
actually...
gotta tell you, man. Like,
This week he's
like
a pocket
nowadays,
full of sunshine.
dude, I gotta tell you, dude. Since the parameters of my day job have changed over the last couple of years, dude, like, man, I'm just feeling awesome.
The world is a wonderful place,
I got a pocket
right?
full of sunshine. I mean, what the fuck can I say?
Oh, my God, dude. Like, you're hurting my soul right now, Cody.
Is anybody else tired of the Olympics?
No, fuck no. We're still...
I'm so sick of
You
the
know
Olympics.
what? I gotta tell you, man. In complete and all honesty, I don't watch any sports at
Right.
all.
I don't
It's
really
just
either.
so for the last 2 weeks when it was going on, I just really didn't give a shit. And when they're in Tokyo in 2020 and they even have skateboarding added in,
Oh my God,
like
dude.
I probably won't care then either.
But they transferred on the final of the Olympics, like they transferred this Olympics to the new Olympics with the Prime Minister of fucking Japan coming up through
like,
a transportation pipe Mario style,
I-
dressed as Mario.
Yes.
And it went plop, 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 plop. And
No way.
Yeah, oh my God, dude, it totally happened.
Holy shit.
The only thing
How
that...
do you tie that or relate that to Rio, Japan,
because they're passing,
or the
they
Olympics?
pass the torch, and so it's
Yeah.
like always at the closing ceremonies, the next group sort of does.
Is it over?
Yeah.
yeah,
it's
okay,
over.
good.
Sunday was
It
the
ended on
end of
Sunday.
it.
Yeah, man. We've been watching it like every fucking day.
Can I be honest? We have probably an extra 25 hours of it TiVo'd, and Elena's been watching it every night.
No shit.
We love the Olympics, dude.
Yeah.
You know
Man,
what?
all I watched was the final basketball game, and that's because you all know me. I'm a
Right.
big
NBA. Right, yeah.
basketball fan. I love the Clippers. Diehard fan since '92 of the Clippers. Well, DeAndre Jordan was on the basketball
Got the gold
team,
medal, man.
And so I wanted to watch my boy win a gold medal, and that was the only part of the Olympics I watched.
It bugs me because we fucking crush. I mean, we crush for the last, 8 Olympics or something. We're dominating. And it always bugs me when our athletes go up there and act like a bunch of dicks. And it's hard for me to watch.
Well,
It's like, I get it, but you got a lot of fucking advantages that a lot of these other athletes don't have just financially. You've got every advantage. Don't be a dick about it. Be gracious.
To me, you're taking a bunch of fucking young people in the absolute fucking prime of their life.
Agreed.
They were handing out condoms in this village
Like it's
at
candy.
45 per person for these athletes, okay? I mean, what do you
Is that
expect?
real?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
but
hilarious.
not just this Olympics. From what I hear, the sex in the Olympic Village, where all the athletes stay, is like
Off the
record
fucking
numbers.
charts.
First
man.
off, it's like take the most beautiful fucking well-sculpted people on the planet, and we're not talking about the fucking one chick that's the hammer thrower.
I was gonna say the shot put girl.
Like, we're not like it was so funny because Elena and I were watching, and the Polish shot put woman came up, and I went, and she goes what? And I go I and she goes I know, and I go I can't. It's just too easy. It's like low hanging fruit. There's like so many jokes right now.
Yeah, but that chick. She's still getting some from like the Czechoslovakian weightlifter dude. Like, oh hey,
yeah.
what's up?
And by the way, can we talk about the child labor laws that are
guys,
being
look,
broken
look,
by China?
Pass this around.
Right.
Yes.
Right?
No.
we all
you're-
saw this picture, right?
I did
it's
not,
one of
but hey,
it's one of the
you know.
Brazilian, I think,
Volleyball
teams
Yes.
with just the most phenomenal ass you'll ever see. I mean, look it, man. You got a bunch of young people, prime of their life,
Right.
physically fit, beautiful, sculpted out of marble, right? They're being treated like fucking princes and princesses, dude. the party, those guys who went down there and they were, you know how that started, right?
They were drunk all night?
Well, they were drunk all night, but the guy told the story to his mom. And then his mom went to and made a stink about it. The Lochte guy.
Is that how that all happened?
Yeah, man.
I did not know
That's
that.
how this he fucking was telling, and he apparently was known for being full of shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right?
he's well known
Always.
That guy's a douche.
But
dude.
look at, you've got these kids who have been. We have the same thing with our NFL players, our NBA players.
I agree.
You have been treated like awesomeness forever, and here you are. You're out on this party, and they're handing you out booze, and you tell your mom this fucking story, and then she proceeds to blow it up.
Right.
I'm not even talking about him.
You know?
He's a given.
I think the
I'm
NBA
talking about
team
when you
supposedly
over
thought they were
celebrate
going
and
to a
talk
club.
about like we're fucking number one.
Well,
and
they
we're
are.
the greatest. Yeah,
But they are.
But you can have some class. You can have some fucking class.
Come on, man! It's sports. I mean,
You know what?
you two are in sports. You can understand.
I
Chris
played
and I
sports.
were really kind of out. You played sports, but are you into it now?
I
mean,
haven't-
are you a fanatic?
Not in a
like,
long
dude,
time.
these people fucking think they're on the fucking team.
I get that.
Okay,
But you can still win with grace, and that's my problem with
this
it.
isn't
And
the. But it's not the fucking Academy Awards, man. I'm fucking defending sports right now. What the fuck is going
No,
on?
you're defending grandstanding and people. It'd
It's
be
what
one
they
thing.
do,
You know what it
man.
is? It's the fucking senior on the football team who scrimmages against the freshman and creams the
but
freshman,
I think
and
you're-
then celebrates like they did something.
I mean,
I
you
think
know.
you're missing the point. Some of these people, it's like when you were like Usain Bolt, for instance.
Fuck
Who is
him.
amazing, and I
He was
know
a
this.
dick that first, like the last Olympics.
Wait. Let's just
Fastest
have
man in the world.
not just the
what?
fastest man in the world, the fastest man ever recorded.
Fastest person
Ever
right?
recorded.
That's
He-
fucking
He's
big,
so much
man.
faster than everybody else that he's turning his head,
Yeah, that
and
was
smiling for pictures
Fuck.
at the end of a race.
That's awesome,
While he's
man.
still
That was
going.
Dude,
That again,
Michael Phelps
totally agree with
Michael
that.
Phelps is like, he gets up there and he's like, hey, I just collected my 23rd gold medal.
Fuck.
Like, when you think about most, like, the poor guy from Uzbekistan or the girl
Right.
from Netherlands, and they're like, the Netherlands gymnastic team has never won a gold medal never won a medal in this
Well,
event.
because they fucking celebrate fucking mediocrity, dude.
There you go.
It's not that, man.
Freedom boner.
It's not
Fucking
it's
A.
not that. It's a matter of having, like, a lot of these places don't even have teams for shit because they can't afford it. You saw Cool Runnings, right? The Jamaican bobsled team. That's what they're fucking dealing with.
So
But
Elena,
they don't have any snow
Elena
in their
gets-
goddamn country.
Elena gets
but my
mad.
point is they don't have anything.
There's not enough goddamn money in the world to make a snow there, dude.
The last the last week, because the Jamaican track team, the runners are so good, every time they come on, I constantly am quoting Cool Runnings to her, and she's so annoyed by an hour in because it's like I'm a Senka,
You dead man.
you dead man, or every time it's like when they do like a background on one of the Jamaican runners, I'm like. He's a former pushcart champion.
Yul Brynner.
And then no matter
Are
what,
we going back to Yul Brynner again?
and the minute they play the Jamaican national anthem, it's like, and it's this really beautiful sweeping
It is,
music,
huh?
but it comes on and immediately it gets quiet, and I'm all, Jamaica, we got a bobsled team. Like, I can't not. It's just, it's.
And then you have these other major countries like Russia, where every single one of their athletes are fucking disqualified because they are full of goddamn enhancement for performance drugs and shit like that. You know,
yeah.
I mean,
The whole point of it is to come together and celebrate the amazing things that the human body can do.
sure,
The human
but, you know, you're gonna
sportsmanship.
have losers.
With sports, you can lose, and that's great. But you can win and not be a fucking bully about it.
Okay,
Oh,
real quick.
man.
Did you guys see any of the video of the Mongolian wrestling team that lost the
No.
bronze medal? So the Mongolian guy is wrestling the guy from Uzbekistan, and it's like 4 seconds to go in the match, and they're like gonna lock back up, and the guy's up by 1 point, and so he starts celebrating early, which is technically unsportsmanlike.
Right.
So he gets
Especially in wrestling, like if you don't lock
lock up, right?
you're not participating, and
Right.
they will deduct
They'll
a point from
deduct
you.
a point. So they deducted a point. So the guy was supposed to win the bronze medal. Mongolia, like, never medals in anything. He's celebrating and so happy. They deduct the point. His coaches lose their shit and strip down to their underwear.
I did see that. Okay, I did see that. I didn't know that was the
What?
Mongolian
And-
team.
yeah, and first off, it's the Mongolian team. Let's
Right.
just start with that Mongolian has a wrestling
But
team.
you know what? That
Mongolia,
This
we
is-
got a
this is-
wrestling team.
Did they
This is-
attack the shitty wall?
this is why I know.
Then you Mongolian
This is why I know, like on 4th of July, Chris is sitting there going, there's nothing to celebrate
no,
here.
no.
He didn't
There's a
mention,
difference.
He didn't mention anything about the fucking Brazilians booing anybody.
I fucking agree with you.
Who fucking wasn't Brazilian. They made the French motherfucker cry.
Right.
Well,
Which I
okay.
think is bullshit
let's,
too.
Let's have a real discussion about why the
Well,
French guy.
come on.
Okay.
They're French.
He's like, oh, like, why are you being so mean to me?
We have had a bad year.
I want to throw
And you're
something out
fucking
here,
with
though.
me.
Steve says, look at me defending sports. And I don't know anything about sports, but I know there was a period of time you knew quite a bit about basketball.
Yes, I started getting sucked into basketball
Out of all the sports, that surprises me.
right.
because fucking I would crack on Todd and a few of my other friends about the fucking sports and
I
their
get
teams.
goddamn text
I
messages
used to
about
fucking-
Elton Brand.
I used to fucking tell him
Wow.
that the fucking Clippers should fucking be playing in Gilroy. Okay? And they could have like garlic as their fucking new
Send
team
me,
logo.
like, text messages
and
about Elton
I'm
Brand
listening
signing
to,
with
and
the
I start
Sixers.
fucking paying attention. Right, I start watching the news. I start watching games when Jen's not around. And one night we're at dinner. We're at like Islands or something like that. And Islands has TVs all around you. And we're having fucking dinner. And the whole time I'm fucking watching the Lakers game, right? And it comes out of my fucking mouth, dude. You call that fucking passing?
Wow. And everybody went.
I'm sorry. Did that just come out of me?
Was there a record scratch somewhere in the? It's all right.
I still. The Lakers have not been doing well. I did watch like Kobe's last.
That was a
stuff
great game, man.
secretly, but they haven't had a few good seasons.
I'm just shocked that you follow basketball.
Listen, now that football has started, like I've been saving like these fucking derogatory football memes for every one of your teams. So when the regular season starts, I'm just gonna blast Facebook all day long, dude. And it's everybody's teams. It's fucking 49ers, it's fucking Cowboys. I've been saving everything that I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
and there's a lot of them.
And I'm saving it. I'm like,
Here's
ooh,
what
this
I
is a
imagine.
goodie.
He's got a library of like pro Tom Brady memes that he's waiting to unload
That
on me.
motherfucker.
So
Cheating.
yeah, I love. Oh god, yeah, right.
Okay, so one last thing, my last rant. We're gonna end this one here. Fucking, the woman loves gymnastics, and I totally, it's fine. I enjoy watching it because I marvel at the thing these people can do, like with
Sure,
their bodies.
it's
Fucking
crazy.
way impressive.
Now the women's gymnastics.
No, both the men and the women.
Oh,
it's,
no.
it's both great.
Have you watched The Rings?
Oh my god, like their
That
upper
shit's
body
crazy.
strength
Right,
is
right.
ridiculous.
I'm talking about like
I just
the floor
call-
routine.
Dude, I call everything a triple Lindsay. I'm always thinking of fucking back to
Triple
school.
Lindy?
Yeah, that's what I'm always
I
fucking
think a
thinking.
triple Lindsay will be. So
Works for me.
That's in the back to school reboot.
Give me a fucking break. I haven't seen the movie in 25 years.
Back
Back
to
off.
school reboot.
So the commentators on the Olympics though are fucking priceless in some instances because most of the teams are really good, but the fucking the gymnastics, it's like this guy with this very deep timbre. And then the girl, and she's like, I think that was a really good exercise. And then the former male gymnast is like, oh my God, did you see his floor work?
Right. It's like a total stereotype.
Just wait till like the Winter Olympics comes back and that Johnny
I
Ice
love
Skater
Johnny
dude.
Weir. Oh my God, I love Johnny Weir.
Didn't back in the 90s, one of the Olympics, wasn't it fucking, with the gymnastics, wasn't it John Tesh doing it?
Maybe.
Because I think Kevin and Bean were making fun of it, and they were like, these majestic little princes.
Yeah.
It's fucking creepy talk, dude.
He's, but like this guy,
Well,
like
now
this,
what you get is you get smug ass Bob Costas. I'm glad the Olympics are over. That fucker can go away. 'Cause
why
that
do you
guy
hate Bob Costas and his
He's
goofy
just
eye?
a
Isn't he the
smug
guy that was
asshole.
on
He's
fucking
that,
HBO? He had an HBO show.
Yeah,
or
for a
something,
while.
I don't
yeah.
mind him.
he's that guy that would sit there and go, "Oh, you don't know that? Oh,
Why are you assuming he's smoking a cigar? Which, once again,
I
our
think he's
audience
sniffing
members
the glass.
cannot
I thought
see.
he was sipping fucking scotch right now.
Some sherry.
I just had to get in character."
Look, the quotes that this guy put out over the fucking course of 2 weeks had me going back to gymnastics just so I could listen for like a gem, because every like third performer there'd be a fucking gem when he was like he was like, oh my God, that was the gargantuan leap, just gargantuan. And he comes around, he goes, they call him the Prince of the Floor. I think he should be king. I don't know what it takes to be king in the floor, but he
heard
should
that.
be king. Like the quotes just got better, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, this motherfucker should do play-by-play on every sport I watch.
Right.
like it would just make it that much better.
The fucking things that the worst part of the Olympics for me was the two pictures of one of the weightlifting guy who hyperextended his elbow.
Oh God,
terrible. I have a hard time with broken bones like this because I broke my right wrist really bad.
Did you see the girl?
It wasn't
that
quite a
did
compound, but it was close.
The floor exercise flip and hyperextended both of her knees.
No, thank God I did not see that.
Yes.
I probably would have fucking fainted. But then there was I think it was like a French gymnast or something broke his fucking leg really severely.
Yeah.
I saw that guy.
No.
Yeah, I missed
And
all that.
For some
thank
goddamn
God.
reason, those things just kept coming up in my feed, and I just get past it as fast as I could. Just oh God, I'd have to look away, oh fuck that,
Well,
pretty rough stuff. But
for me, we introduced Chris tonight to Ozzy Man. If you guys have never seen Ozzy Man, but after watching the diving, I was looking for bad dives, and I came across Ozzy Man Watches Olympic Diving. If you've never watched that, check it out. But the diving apparently in Rio.
High five for that 0.
Oh my God, the pool was green. The poor divers, and it's freaking raining, and they're trying to do these incredible dives.
Wait, did he just take from the whole Aussie Man thing that the pool was green?
Well, the pool was green at the Olympics, but
You didn't see that?
No, I did, but all that funny shit that happened in the
no,
Aussie Man video, and you're like, dude, the pool's green.
We're talking
that
about
was like the fucking Asian Championships or something.
celebrating
right
the zero. Fuck it.
2012, dude.
But for me, it was fantastic because this year during the diving, the high diving, the fucking wind was gusting at 80 miles an hour, knocking people off the diving board.
Shit.
Yes.
Wow,
So
that's
nutty. How you
that's
gonna do like
crazy.
handstands
It was so
and stuff?
fun to watch.
You see the video I posted of the streaker?
Yes.
Going for
I think personally, I would be more excited about it is if it'll probably never happen in my lifetime again. Is if it were to come back to LA,
2024.
Is it really?
They're trying to pitch for
We've been
2024.
trying to get it for the last.
Yeah, I was gonna say they
couple
try
or
to pitch
something, right?
every 4 years.
Well, guys, it
Yeah.
would be the 40th anniversary of the fucking.
Because I went to
last
it
time
when
the games were here.
we just went to the
Yeah.
we went to the Olympic Park outside the stadium and shit like
Yeah.
that. I was a little boy. That was fucking pretty cool.
I told
dude.
Elena, I told the wife, I
I
said, if the
remember
Olympics
the
come back to
hype
LA,
here, dude.
we're going.
Oh,
like,
no,
I will
remember,
get
like,
tickets
kid,
for
my
events.
parents took us to go see a
the-
soccer game.
Dude, all the fucking pins and paraphernalia, it was
Oh,
huge
God,
collecting shit,
Yeah.
The fucking Pepsi cans and everything had it on it. I mean, it was everywhere. If you were in LA in 1984, dude, you knew like this was a big
Once
deal,
again, back
dude.
to me moving and unpacking. I've got a bunch of all that 84 shit.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, dude. I remember my mom had a bunch of this stuff, I'd probably be more interested then. It's just, to me, it's it's in Rio or it's in England. It's on the other side of the world. So it's kind of and I don't like to watch sports much on TV.
I'm
anyways.
more interested
I
in
like
all the
to.
goofiness that happened in Rio, leading up to it.
Nice.
Like the Zika virus and the pool
Water
water.
and
And
shit. Yeah.
it's man, who thought this was a good idea?
You know what, dude? There's a site out there that has pictures of past Olympic villages and
Right.
stuff.
Oh my
that
God,
are
like the
abandoned
Athens
now.
stuff that's
It's-
completely abandoned.
It's
yeah.
so crazy. It's just these weird Chernobyl fucking ghost lands
Right.
and stuff.
For
These
sure.
broken fucking
2024
slides
Chernobyl
and
Olympics.
shit.
I'm down for that one.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Right?
The Olympic Village would look like Toxic Avenger
Yeah, I
after
mean,
2 weeks.
They're like
After seeing Brazil, man, I mean, it's not far off, right?
they're doing like
The green pool.
they're doing
already
the
there.
fucking javelin toss and fucking 3 arms and shit, I mean,
Steve's dream come true right
fucking
there. Right?
it's mer people fucking
Yeah,
doing dives.
Blinky from the Simpsons.
All right.
Mer people. All right, well let's end on that note right there, you guys. We hope you guys have enjoyed this double episode that we put together for you. Once again, I'm Ron Milts.
Aquaman.
Chasing waterfalls.
Zika virus.
Yes, and I'm Ryan Lockday's alibi, and we
Well-
hope you're having a
Ryan Lockie's
crisis.
well told lie.
Music for the Nerdlife Crisis podcast is provided by Big Papa and the TCB. All music available at bptcb.com or at iTunes. The Nerdlife Crisis is recorded at the Inland Blue Studios. Make sure to subscribe to the Nerdlife Crisis at iTunes and like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Nerdlife Crisis.